I guess we get to just hang out with the Darkspears for a little bit and take in the local culture, if you know what I mean.
Want some of my jungle love?
Hello everybody, my name is YujimboXD and welcome to the channel, or should I say, Lotar Ogar. Because today we're back with more mods for Hearts of Iron 4, and I have something today that is near and dear to my heart. Hearts of Azeroth, that is, because this is the World of Warcraft mod for Hearts of Iron 4. World of Warcraft, that funny little MMO that came out over a decade ago that occasionally draws me back in with promises of fun time and adventures. But then once you actually get into it, you're 40 hours into it, you don't know where you are, and you're on your 35th attempt on the raid boss. So that's probably why I had to quit. But that's alright, I have plenty of other things to get addicted to. Unless you're a very long time viewer of this channel, you may not know that I used to play World of Warcraft for many years and even played it very briefly on the channel. I think there's still a clip over on Twitch.
Yes! Yes!
Get in there and I do not have a
Woo! 1.1 million damage! Yeah, I used to love World of Warcraft and the whole Warcraft universe, so I figured today we'd come and take a look at a mod that takes place in this universe. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you've probably played World of Warcraft at some point. So let's take a look at the scenarios. We have 3 scenarios to choose from, but this is still in early access, so they only have a handful of focus trees, and not all these scenarios are complete or even playable, like the second one, which will crash if you just try to load it. But today, I wanted to basically try and recreate Warcraft 3, because I said it once, so I'll say it again, why play any other strategy game when somebody can just mod Hearts of Iron to be any strategy game you want? So that's what we're going to do today. Warcraft 3, for those of you who may be too young to remember, was a real-time strategy game, which is a genre of strategy game that used to exist years ago, based around how quickly you could click buttons and spam out units. And if you were the fastest button clicker in the West, you'd win a prize. So we'll take a look at the universe that Blizzard so lovingly crafted all those years ago and see how accurately it was recreated in Hearts of Iron. So I'm going to try and recreate Warcraft 3, or at least the Orc campaign, as best I can, because I was a Horde boy, so I'm going to play my beloved War Chief Thrall and see if we can get him and our crew over to Kalimdor and see if we can get this Horde party going. Alright, so let's take a look at the map, and as you can tell, they really went out of their way to try and make this map as accurate to the MMO as possible. They even have a few of the islands from the expansion, even have Pandaria, and they even have Draenor, and it looks like they're even working on Outland. But clearly another very ambitious mod, so hopefully they can pull together. So today we'll take a look at the Frostwolf clans. They start over here in the Eastern Kingdoms. A bunch of stuff's gonna happen. I'll explain as we go along if you're not familiar with it. I'll give you the cliff notes. So we have AI focus on and Iron Man mode off. And let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in Azeroth, home of the Tolkien wannabes. We have our usual blurb from the devs. Support your devs if you like their mods, but this just tells us a little bit about the game. But you don't need to read it, I will explain it to you. Alright, so here we are. We are the Frostwolf clan, and unfortunately we only have a generic focus tree, but a series of events will take place for our faction that will pretty much do what a focus tree would have done anyways, or at least what I want to do anyways. So again, this is still in early access, so they haven't fully updated everything, but one of the things they have gotten to is fully customizing the tech tree. As you can see, they've added new tabs for all the various buildings and technologies you can build, which we'll get into, and every race, I believe, more or less has their own unique technology, or at least lore accurate technology to their race, or at least close enough. There might be a few anachronisms here and there, and as you can see, the techs in this tree not only give you bonuses to your units and your production, but can also give you resources. There's also hero units that function as elite units, which I believe are a bit of a core feature to this game, so they also have their own tech tree with its own fun options. But because this is the latest start date scenario, there is no wait time penalty on anything, so we can just research stuff all willy-nilly. So we are kind of spoiled for choice, but we're the Horde, damn it. So let's get some arms and armor first. Also, just make them pigs breed. And we even have some new buildings that we can build. So of course we have have our workshop and blacksmith that works as our civilian or military factories, but we can also get resources, because this game does have its own unique set of resources to build its own equipment. But I don't think we're going to be doing any of that just yet, because I don't think we're going to be sticking around here with these nerds for very long. I think we're going to get out of here, but it may take a minute. While we won't be able to make use of any buildings here, we can instead use our civilian factories to create a spy agency. So we'll create a spy agency and we'll make it orky. I may be getting my franchises mixed up. All right, let's get the army situated. We have some grunts and spearmen, and we have some riders, and there's our great war chief, Thrall. We'll make him our field marshal, and we only have Nazgril for right now as a captain. Where's Sarfang and Entig? I don't know my lore. Are they not part of the Horde yet? I have no idea. Where's the red shirt guy? And because it's a generic focus tree, we're just picking our bonuses, and I think we're going to go for the construction bonus. Something tells me we're going to need to rebuild. I dream of a large city in a valley somewhere where people can scream, "Willing to buy!" all day long. Such a beautiful dream. So our orc brothers have broken out of Durnhold. We're being kept in captivity by the vile pink skins. So let's get out of here. See you later, nerds. So I will say the one unique spin they have put to their generic focus tree is the, I guess we'll call it the faction tree, because we can choose if we want to side with the Alliance, the Horde, the Undead, the Fell Powers, and even the Titans are here. But I think we'll just stick with the vanilla path for now, because I don't know if it will break the event otherwise. I guess we could even go with a Horde supporting Alliance if we wanted a very cursed playthrough, but we're not going to do that. And the Alliance fell apart. Couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch of folks. They saw the orcs got out and they're just like, well, time to disband the kingdom. We had a good run, chaps. Time to end it all now. Couldn't agree more. We do have some custom decisions that could either give us some more support or political power or stability, but I'm going to save the political power for right now, because we can do this. We can buy crafting skills for ourselves. And just like the MMO, we can only pick 2 professions. And the blacksmith union, while not as exciting as maybe the jewelers, their bonus is pretty good. So I'm going to take that. All right, I had some political power to spend, so I hired our first 2 advisors that I thought were very important. I got Gruck Ironpride. He's our military advisor. He'll give us army XP. And I also got Brack the farmer. He gives us stability and population. Ain't much, but it's always work. That's what I imagine he sounds like. And I guess we'll research catapults. It's no trebuchet, but it'll have to do. I like that we're so backwards we even have to invent torches. All right, I guess we'll switch to flaming sticks, but it doesn't have the same charm as flaming goblins. All right, we finished Blood and Thunder. Great Mastodon song, by the way. But we finished that focus, and we still don't want to go down our economy focus yet because we haven't left town yet. So we'll just do some army reform stuff while we wait. Now that we're doing some army reforms, we can boost our clan respect, which will give us a whole bunch of bonuses, and we'll do that by yelling loudly. That's what I do when I want respect from my peers. I'm fearsome. All right, here we go. The event that we were waiting for has finally fired. We had a unsettling dream about a coming cataclysm. It was told to us by a birdman. So I think me and the Juice crew are gonna get the hell out of here. All right, we've packed up all of our orc-shaped belongings, and it's time to get to the ships. Goodbye, humans. You oppressed us for a long time. Now we're going somewhere else. So maybe we can do some oppressing. All right, while sailing to our new home, we got a bit blown off course. Now we're in this island chain over here, about halfway to our destination. But we met some new friends, the Darkspear tribe. They're a bunch of Jamaican trolls. Why did Blizzard decide to make them Jamaican? I guess because they do voodoo stuff? Anyways, they're having trouble with a bunch of murlocs, these fish people, so we're gonna help murder them. I mean, defend their islands. I might have gotten a little ahead of myself. Now the Darkspears have joined us. Listen, I'm a shaman. I have farsight. I know the future. Don't question it. All right, here come the murlocs. And they're on 2 little separate islands over here, so usually fighting over these little bits of islands are really annoying. So hopefully this won't take too long. We have the cavalry going to help support the north just to hold it down while we focus down the south first. We'll do some force attack. There we go. Made our breakthrough in the south. All right, while we clean up that pocket in the south there, we'll have most of our forces go north and finish them off. All right, just gotta clean them up in the north now. All right, those are the stubborn murlocs down, and the Darkspears have generously let us take all the land, and we even got a little bit of a navy. I don't know what we're going to do with these Murloc boats, but hey, at least I have a navy now. Well, that is the Murlocs dealt with. I guess we get to just hang out with the Darkspears for a little bit and take in the local culture, if you know what I mean.
Want some of my jungle love?
All right, we had a nice little vacation with the trolls. Now it's time to get back to business. On to Kalimdor, which, in case you didn't know, was this other continent. We're going from one continent to another. We've landed over here in the dusty plains of Durotar, and we're immediately surrounded by not so friendly neighbors. That's okay, we're not too friendly ourselves. We've landed in central Durotar next to Razor Hill, and our troll friends came with us. The other orc clan, the Warsong clan, are up to the north. The Razormane Quillbacks aren't too pleased that we are here invading their native land, but I'm not too pleased that they exist in the first place, so let's resettle the land. Just have our cavalry do as many encirclements as we can to see if we can snake their victory points. There we go. Didn't even have to take their last major victory point, just needed to snatch up a few of their empty tiles. That does count towards capitulation, even if it's just a little bit. And we'll just take all the land for ourselves. No need to share it with our allies. And seeing what a great job we did kicking out the pigmen, the Bloodhoofs asked to join us with these Minotaur, Tauren. But welcome to Team Horde, and we're starting to survey our land, and that, I guess, allows us to now core it, which is good because we're completely out of manpower. All right, and we also now have new decisions to start rebuilding the nation. And you may have noticed it earlier, but there is this strange little symbol up here. Well, this is faith, and we can actually do something with this too. We can call upon the elements to give us more workshops. Even the elementals don't even get out of their workday, so we can summon them by spending a bit of our faith here. But to truly rebuild, I think we need a grand capital to really cap things off, but I'm waiting for tension to get high enough so I can either justify or I get a war goal through events, whichever happens first. All right, world tension is finally high enough. We can start justifying on the harpies staying in this peculiar valley. Ignore the fact that everything already has names. Looks like we got out of the Eastern Kingdoms just in time. Lordaeron is having a real bad time of it. All right, we finished our justification on the harpies, and it looks like they do have a bit of an air force, and while we don't, we have green shouty boys instead, and I'll put my money on them. Let's go to Orgrimmar. Looks like our cavalry is making a big breakthrough, and our infantry is having a hard time keeping up. Playing everyone's favorite game, run and grab the victory points, and there we go. It may have had women with wings, but I had boys on dogs, and they also strangely had a navy to steal. All right, and there we go. We have captured Orgrimmar, or as it will soon be known, Orgrimmar. A fitting capital for our new horde. There we go. There's the event for the founding of Orgrimmar. Once again, I'm a shaman. I can see the future. I know these things. But dang, that is a lot of population. Hopefully that fixes our manpower problem. But it does give us a spiffy new flag and a new color. A nice shade of Horde red. And I think we will celebrate the crowning of our new capital by feasting on some lobster. Oh, and they have this small piece down here. I need the Bloodhoofs to come clean this up for me. Thank you. I'll let you keep this land. There we go. At least one of my allies know how to pull their weight, and they have more of a navy we can steal. And as a reward, we'll let the Bloodhoofs keep that little piece of land they took. That would be one complete zone of WoW, looking lore accurate now, but it doesn't exactly feel like the Horde I know without having the crossroads. So let's see if we can go harvest some Chuck Norris jokes over in the Barrens. And while we're waiting to retake the Barrens, we have enough political points to buy our last crafting skill, and I think we're gonna go with the Tinkerer's Workshop, just because that feels a bit lore accurate, and how appropriate because I've just started work on my Air Force. We're coming out of the Dark Ages, although our primary weapon is still Big Axe. All right, we finished justifying on the Centaurs. We'll have to wait a little bit on the Witch Wings, but let's get this Barrens party started. Looking for more WC. Just got them all trapped in the Southern Barrens around the Wailing Caverns now, and I'm having my cavalry go and run and steal their last victory points. Geez, this last boss in Wailing Caverns is really tough. And there we go. Just in time too, because we finished our justification on the Witch Wing like a week ago. All right, most of the troops are in position. The rest, I guess, just don't have their mounts yet. So let's go in on the Harpies. My people need a quest zone. All right, easy peasy. And I've not been calling in my allies because they will try and steal this land, and I don't have player-led peace conferences on. But we don't have the entirety of the Barrens yet, so let's go continue our rampage to the south. And in case you're curious why none of these technologies are unlocked yet, it's because just like the RTS, we have to upgrade our main building before we can research more tiers of technology. And we do that by researching 80 other technologies first, which is kept track of up here. So that is a nifty little feature. I do like that. We've finished justifying on the bristlebacks. It's time to retake the southern Barrens for the truck. And we have our large air force out as well doing the work. There we go. Just got their entire army encircled over here. And there we go. Now to see about unlocking 2 more dungeons, RFK and RFD, for those in the know. All right, let's get the last piece of the Barrens. And to make this a little more interesting on myself, I'm going to just declare war on all 3 of these factions at once. You'll have to forgive me. It's starting to run kind of slow, and these 375 justification days are killing me. Besides, we're the Horde. We don't need justification for war. We're the Horde. So now we're fighting some Bugmen, some Rogue Tauren, and some more Pigmen. Quite the axis of evil we got against us. All right, there go the bugs. At least with 3 of them, they're putting up an interest. Well, I say 3, now there's down to 2, but at least they're putting up an interesting coalition. Well, I guess that's the end of that coalition, because now it's just a coalition of 1. All right, guys, we're gonna do some RFK today. Just know that every item is on reserve, and I will leave if we wipe once. And there we go. There goes the Razorfen tribe. All right, and with that, we have fully secured the Barrens now, and it's starting to feel a bit like home. So, final thoughts on the mod. I really enjoyed this. Even though they don't advertise this particular tree as a finished tree, this is the one I really wanted to see, and it was a lot of fun. I can now go around and mess with the world that I've always wanted to mess with the geopolitics of. So yeah, final thoughts on the mod. I had a ton of fun with it. It is really fun. It reminded me of the good old days again. So I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the World of Warcraft universe. And I can't wait to see what they do with this mod in the future. So if there are any other mods or any other games you'd like to see, let me know down in the comments below. All right, till next time, go forth to victory.